Michael Fassbender, I think I love you, and I really haven't said that about many men in my time. Let's watch what actor Michael Fassbender eats in a day.
I do like exercising, so, I'll train 5 times a week, usually. I don't work much, so that takes care of that.
It is a privilege to work out multiple days a week, and Michael's kind of inadvertently saying that, because I exercise 5 days a week, but I don't really work much, and so he's explaining how he kind of has that type of time. I appreciate that, Michael.
My wife introduced me to this thing which was called the Bikini Body app. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try that. How hard can it be? And it's hard. Now it's called the Sweat app, because maybe they realized to be taking out a demographic like myself by calling it a Bikini Body app, but now it's the Sweat app, and it's hard. Burpees, push-ups, sit-ups, warm up. I might do that on the jump rope or running or an elliptical, 10 minutes on the heavy bag. Cardio-based body weight stuff in general. And then if I'm traveling around like now, I might go to the gym and use some machines just, for strength work. And I do that more for like the mental benefits as opposed to the physical benefits. I mean, both are good, but I find like mentally it sets me up for the day if I go and hit the gym first thing in the morning.
Cardio as well as strength training, and also talked about the mental benefits he gets from moving his body. 99 reasons to exercise, weight loss doesn't have to be one of them. So love hearing that from Michael. I take slight umbrage with the Bikini Body app, but that's with the app itself. I'm aware that the app has changed its name, but it's inherently implying that there's a certain type of body that can wear a bikini, and that is fundamentally problematic, because if you have a body and you have a bikini, you have a bikini body. And yes, it's really easy for me to say that because I do benefit from thin privilege. Worth reiterating when this kind of narrative comes up.
I eat everything and anything except celery. I'm allergic to celeriac, which I only developed in my 20s. I don't like Irish stew, and I'm not crazy about cod. But other than that, I pretty much eat everything. My favorite food is pizza. And in terms of dieting, I guess the only real significant shift I've done with my diet is intermittent fasting.
Chego, was it the intermittent fasting that did it?
I started doing that in April this year. So I'll stop snacking at around 8:30, let's say. So then I won't eat again until 12:30 the next day. So it's 16 hours. So basically you're just taking out breakfast. And that's not for a weight loss thing, that's just for health reasons.
So Michael's sort of saying, I do this intermittent fasting, but apparently we don't know why. And I don't know whether I'm happier about that or not. Because on the one hand, I really don't like when celebrities make these sweeping statements of, I intermittent fast to give my gut a rest, detox the body, blah, 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 blah. So I appreciate his looseness around it, but at the same time, Michael, you don't have any science to back up why you're doing this. And if it just feels better, that's cool. You do you. Inherent problem with what I eat in a day is when we hear them from folk that are successful, that are seen as attractive, that are apparently seen as the pinnacle of health because they happen to be in smaller bodies, we may feel like we want to emulate this because it's seen as healthy. Whereas in actuality, there's no reason behind why Michael does intermittent fasting. It just works for him. But it doesn't mean that we need to emulate how Michael is eating.
Do break my fast a little bit. I'll have coffee in the morning with a little splash of milk. So I'll have 2 cups of coffee and then I'll train. So I'll break the fast with AG greens, mix that in with, cold water.
Michael has a couple of cups of coffee and then he goes and trains. So he in essence trains fasted. I can't do that. Before I work out, I need something to get me going, whether that be a couple of dates, a banana, something relatively carb heavy. At the moment, I'm having Fig Newtons before I work out. Fig Newtons for a pre-workout, delicious.
For lunch, I could easily do like half a chicken, potatoes, veg, or salad. So I'll eat like a proper meal for lunch. I might snack a little bit through the day, some nuts, but I'm not a big snacker. I might have some fruit, an apple, whatever, nectarine.
Carbs, fat, protein. Says he's not a big snacker. I am a big snacker. However, he did mention having some nuts in between if he feels like it.
Dinner, I'll have a big, full meal again. We usually eat around pensioners' hour, 6:30, 7 o'clock, early dinner. Try not to eat too much red meat, but I could definitely eat it almost every day. I eat probably red meat maybe 4 times a week. Fish, potatoes or rice. Do a lot of stuff in the oven, so I'll roast some broccoli, or like I say, I'll make a salad. So I really have 2 main meals. And then, after dinner, I'll have some ice cream, something sweet. I don't really watch too carefully what I'm eating.
Meat, veggies, carbs, white rice, love it. And then what I love even more is that he's like, yeah, and I'm having ice cream for dinner. Consider myself an ice cream connoisseur. Denali Extreme Moose Tracks from Ralph's, the best flavor of ice cream in my opinion. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, my mouth is watering and I think I need to go and get some of this ice cream today. But I love that we're seeing Michael incorporate all different types of food, so much variety, and even better, he's adding ice cream at the end.
Without sounding smug, I'm kind of lucky. I kind of burn off a lot of calories just naturally. When we were doing 300, they were like, you go and eat whatever you want. Some people were on a very specific diet. I don't really watch what I'm eating. On Assassin's Creed, up early in the morning, get in the gym, before going to hair and makeup, and in the gym for an hour before we started the day.
I also really like that Michael acknowledges that there is an element of genetics that allows him to have a certain body type.
One role I did, I had to lose a lot of weight. It's a film called Hunger. Usually I'll sit at between like 72 kilos to 74. When I did Hunger, the target was to get down to 58 kilos, which I did. That was over a 10-week period that I had to take that weight off. So I started with 1,000 calories a day, and I did that for about 4 weeks, and then I kind of flatlined at 64 kilos. So then I took it down to 600 calories a day. So that was just basically a tin of sardines, some berries, and a handful of nuts a day. I wouldn't do what I did for hunger again. I wouldn't do that to my body again, no.
Michael Fassbender, I think I love you, and I really haven't said that about many men in my time. Saying that this isn't healthy, it shouldn't be emulated, it wasn't good. And I appreciate that reminder from Michael, because very often with celebrity body transformations, and specifically male body transformation, promoted or put on a pedestal and glorified. And in my personal opinion, Men's Health, you do a lot of damage with that, but we'll talk about that later, okay? Thankfully, Michael Fassbender is not glorifying that.
What's harder, diet or workout? The workout. Because I don't really follow a diet. The workout's always hard. It always starts with me looking at my runners, for about 10 minutes. I don't have a trainer. I exercise by myself. I am pretty motivated when I do get going. There's not a lot of, rest. I push hard. But it's always interesting, the gremlins, when you're working out. Some days it's like, oh, you didn't sleep very well. You don't have to do the whole exercise. I know that I do. Not completing whatever the workout I've set myself to do, the rest of the day is going to be ruined. And, the opposite side of that, if I do complete the workout, the day's going to be great.
I can appreciate what he's saying there. When I really had a difficult relationship with my food, body, and working out, my day was ruined if I didn't feel like I had a good workout or if I missed a workout. In actuality, what we want to be able to achieve is a balance. Life can get in the way. Sometimes we might have a crap workout. In fact, I had a pretty shitty workout this morning, by the way. But it's okay to acknowledge that in that moment, it might have not been the best workout, or we might have had to skip a workout for whatever reason. That's okay. Kind of giving a no excuses mindset. Life can get in the way, and let it be a reminder that your day doesn't need to be ruined if you missed a workout.
Comfort food for me would be pizza and spaghetti bolognese at the same time.
We saw Michael incorporate carbs, fat, protein. He even talked about white rice, ice cream, and no shame or stigma around the food that he was eating. And so I really appreciate Michael's ability to not attach morality to food. Michael Fassbender talked about being able to work out 5 days a week because he doesn't work that much, had an understanding of his genetics and his body composition, and that he has a certain level of privilege there as well. He does do intermittent fasting, which Manchego was apparently not a fan of. Just because Michael Fassbender does intermittent fasting doesn't mean you need to, and it might work for him and his diet and his lifestyle. It certainly wouldn't work for mine, but it is very much a personal thing and each to their own.